Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Skyrim Special Edition on the GeForce GTX 1060 3GB for FPS monitoring. I'll be using CAM. If you want to download the software, there's a link down in the description, and if you want to support me, there are Humble and Amazon affiliate links down in the description as well. So Skyrim Special Edition, I'll be doing 1080p, 1440p and 4K. To skip down at those sections of the video, check the description below. So before talking about the resolutions and settings, I couldn't unlock the frame rate, unfortunately. I just managed to disable VSync, but the frame rate was still locked. That's why you will see the screen set on screen. So I recommend you don't disable VSync this time around. Don't be as stupid as I was. And as it happened to me in the past when I tested this on the GeForce GTX 1050 Ti, the game is just capped at 58 frames per second. I cannot go over that. I tried following the instructions on different threads on Reddit and I looked it up on Google. I tried editing some config files from Skyrim, that didn't work. So the game just ended up without VSync at capped at 58 frames per second. So my recommendation here, if you are unable to unlock the frame rate like it happened to me, just keep VSync enabled so you avoid the screen tearing. But anyway, on 1080p I'm going to be using the maximum settings and I'm able to be at 58 frames per second pretty much all the time. If your game doesn't have the same issues as mine, you probably won't have a problem hitting 60 frames per second. Then at 1440p I just lowered the God rays quality to low, and that was enough to be between 45 and 58 frames per second. Those big drops to 45 happen sometimes when I'm in the middle of the forest in a place that has a lot of god rays, plus a dragon is attacking me with fire. That's pretty much when I saw the bigger hit on the GPU. But if you want better performance there, just lower shadow distance and shadow quality from ultra to high, and that should be enough to maintain a more consistent frame rate. And finally at 4K I wasn't able to maintain over 50 frames per second. With the lowest settings I was between 35 and 55 frames per second, so it was a very uneven experience because when a dragon attacked you with fire, it just dropped to 45 in a second, the game just stutters a bit and then it goes back up. So I just use pretty much a mix between high and ultra. I just lowered god rays to medium, shadows to high, and some of the view distances to high, and that was enough to be over 30 frames per second with some momentary drops to 28 when I get just attacked by a dragon in the middle of the forest. So yeah, 4K is still manageable if you don't mind the lower frame rate. Personally, I would just play at 1080p or 1440p. You get a more consistent frame rate plus slightly better visuals. And what I tested was the first battle with a dragon. Usually that doesn't make much of a performance hit, but then I just went into the middle of a forest that had a lot of god rays, and there I saw a lot of GPU usage. So I just spawned into Elder Dragons. So those two dragons attacking me, plus the god rays, plus a lot of trees, plus a lot of grass, was a huge hit on the GPU for what I could see. But there are some towns in the game that can be more CPU bound. So the g4560 should be enough to maintain 60 frames per second if your game doesn't have the same issues as mine. That just caps it at 58, except in a couple villages here and there that could have a more of a CPU impact. But in these scenarios that are more GPU bound, you shouldn't see much of a difference with this and a better CPU. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you keep enjoying the video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Yeah.
No, get back. It's still here somewhere. Rocky and Todd just got grabbed when they tried to make a run for it. Let's save us. Here he comes again. No, get back. It's still here somewhere. Rocky and Tor just got grabbed when they tried to make a run. God save us. Here he comes again. Forward to that track. Does anyone see him? This one's the one. You don't stand a chance. Die, Dragon! Slay it! Slay the dragon!